Good morning, Guyana. Good morning. Look at that. Look at that sunrise, guys. Just waking up in the morning and looking at that beautiful sunrise makes me want to do me more. There's not enough time for me to help, love, care, cherish. There's just not enough time. Just looking at that sunrise. And I want you guys to use the opportunity. When you wake in the morning, no matter what's going on in your life, how you have been affected negatively firstly, and then positively. One would think that you shouldn't revisit your life and check on things if positive is going on in your life. But if positive is going on in your life, and it's not going on in others around you, you gotta stop. You gotta look at the sunrise and you gotta ask yourself, is this what I want? The sun shines for the world, shines for everyone. Likewise, you as an individual have to find it within yourself to shine for everyone around you. Mothers need to shine for their families, the kids, importantly. Fathers need to shine for their family. You as a human being need to shine as bright as that sunrise that we're looking at there now. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Guyanese Critic Morning Live, the realest thing coming out of Guyana. And like always, we're gonna do our drive about this morning, and then as the header says, we have a guest, and I want you to welcome Dr. MANDEEP Roy to Guyana. Rai, it is Rai, not Roy. It's not R-O-Y, it's R-A-I. It's Rai. So I want you to welcome and let her feel the positive vibes of Guyanese, the love, the affection that we share. And you guys know here, we play no games. We have no different, we have issues. You know, everybody know our political issues, our background in this country, but nonetheless, we are Guyanese. We are loving, caring people, and I gotta create that. There isn't really one. Guys, bear with me a little bit. Oh, let me just give you a view of Dr. Roy.
Good morning. Morning.
Right, yes. And please welcome Dr. Rai this morning. You guys, now, just to give you a quick idea of who Dr. This is the Suriname Embassy in Guyana, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And having just been to Suriname, I have a lot of affection.
Yeah. Dr. Rai is just from Suriname, and she is the author of this book, The Values Compass. And you know, normally when I start my day, it's a bang, it's militant, right? This morning, everybody may be wondering what's going on with Critic and the sun. And Dr. Rai, just before she stepped into my car, was doing a sun salutation. This is, you know, coming out of the house and not putting on her shoes. So I said, why are you walking barefooted? So she says, no, I'm going to do a sun salutation. I'm sure I took a short video and I took some photos, and I found that interesting. And, you know, being a guest in our country, I thought, just for today, I'm going to leave the people who I normally have my fights with alone. I'm going to say a good morning to the opposition leader. A great morning to all my competitors. Since we've got Dr. MANDEEP with us here, it's important
I love it.
to leave a good impression on her.
But also good to have a good feeling in your heart, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Love, forgiveness, compassion, beauty.
Yeah. So I have, you know, that just your actions, and I try to. I'm more, you know, into action. But
as we were just, as you were talking about the sunrise, etc. this morning, and you were talking about negativity and positivity, I did this little action in my head where I erased anything that might have been negatively said by me in terms of my thoughts, deeds, or actions yesterday or the day before or the year before. Just erase them and ask that this day forward, my thoughts, deeds, actions, and words be as positive as possible.
Beautiful.
May I be supported in that?
Beautiful. So Dr. Rai, tell me a little bit about yourself. You know, I don't have many guests on my morning live. I do from time to time have interesting people on, but tell me a bit about yourself, how you became to be. Well, everybody's given birth to by a mother and so on, but you, the doctor, the author, tell me about yourself.
Okay, firstly, is this dangerous that we're driving slowly and everyone's kind of...
No, because there's basically no one behind us, and this is more safe. We're talking, and no, not dangerous.
Okay, and we're on the outskirts of Guyana now? No,
we are in the capital city, Georgetown, yeah.
It's not that there's a border, this is a train track?
No, yes, the train tracks used to be here.
So this is some kind of border or periphery around the edge?
For what we call a borough, Georgetown has 30 boroughs. Like in Georgetown, there is Albertown, Queenstown. We were in Queenstown. This road is Albert Street and takes us into Albertown. That goes, you know, different boroughs. That is the border, but this basically is Georgetown. When you came via Ogle Airport?
Yes.
Well, the arch that you see there is the beginning of Georgetown.
Okay.
And to the southern side of Georgetown, there's another arch that's where Georgetown begins and ends, and in the southern side of Guyana.
Is that the way you go to Linden?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I've been through both arches.
So
then.
those arches, yes, both of those arches are the borders of Georgetown itself.
And it's so nice that you do this program at sunrise. I'm not sure if every day it fits like that, but it does feel like a sense of serenity. What a great way to start your day.
Yes. It's what I do, I try to share positivity to my Guyanese brothers and sisters, right? And it has not always been that way. There's much controversy surrounding what I do and how I do it. But nonetheless, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, you know when you see the people, when you see the kids, when you see their faces, when they see me, that I've had mostly a positive impact on them. Because you don't see a frown. People light up, their eyes crystallize, and this is not normal when someone is considered to be a celebrity. Certain people don't realize who they are. Me, kids would like they would be walking with the parents in the mall and they start jamming the parents. Look, Mr. Critic is coming. And I ask myself, what would I have done and how did I impact on that child? How you know, what does a 5-year-old kid, what would I have done to impress upon that child, you know? Why is that child attracted to me? And you know, for the most part, because I haven't done studies into it, but for the most part, I think it's because of how the parents talk about me. There's always a conversation in the home about me.
Yeah.
I haven't been around. This is my 5th video for the year, and
I'm wondering whether I should put mine on as well. Should I put a Facebook Live on
yeah,
too
no
at
problem.
the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. Then if I do that, I would just jump. That's why I was saying if I jump onto yours and do that, or what do you think?
And share, yeah. So let me so you gotta drive around at the Marriott and so on, the Marriott area. Did you get a look at?
Yeah, I did look at it, but I'm happy to do anything you wish.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because that's where your beach, etc. is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then I'll just jump. I'm so happy to be here. This is like my first real morning in your country because I came.
We're happy
yesterday.
to have you.
I feel as though the world needs to know much more about Guyana. Your beauty, pictures.
Well, I think we're getting there because of the fact that.
And I love the way you said everyone's had a mother. Now tell me. Brilliant. So then if I were to do this, I would just kind of hold it like that in the same way, right? And do it.
To save your not to have you cramping up,
Yeah, yeah.
because I hold this for hours. This is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sometimes I walk around for 2-3 hours holding my phone. So you hold it like this.
Okay.
It's a natural. I don't know if I have gotten accustomed to that,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, you hold it like that.
Okay, let's give it a go and do it. Okay, and it's gonna do that.
So guys, please welcome Dr. MANDEEP.
And you can't turn your phone. Okay. So what does that mean?
Oh, you started the live, then rotate the phone. No, you gotta hold it. You gotta keep it up from now on.
Oh, you gotta do this?
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Not like this.
No, you can't. That's why I stand you don't rotate your phone.
Rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so just whatever you're gonna do it now. That's what it's saying. And then it's gonna say when it started.
I think your live is gonna be at this side because you see it's there.
Yeah.
You gotta hold it straight up,
Okay,
upright.
fine,
Yeah,
fine.
hold it upright. Don't change that position.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh yes, I see what you mean.
yeah, the little thing in the corner there. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our Georgetown, our capital city, as a matter of fact, and you know, like every other city, we have our little slum areas, and I'm not gonna deny that we don't have that. In our country, we've got political differences that most of us are really hoping are gonna resolve itself after the resource that we have now, oil. We've just
Yes, I know. I know.
had major oil finds, so we're hoping that those resources trickle down to everybody and make everybody happy, because everybody wants a better life.
Yes.
And
That is the aim. That's the reason we're meeting with the, president today,
Yeah.
is to see whether that is at all possible. I absolutely believe that it's possible. That it can be redistributed so that it's really helpful to everyone. When you asked who I was, standing for everybody is so important. Like justice and equality, and so everyone wins. Otherwise, no one's winning.
yeah. So I don't think, I know it is up to the politicians to do the right thing, because I am in Guyana in the center of all the controversy, but my hope is to see every one of my Guyanese brothers and sisters. This is our seawall, and wow, they're doing some graffiti here that keep the place clean, and it looks really nice. This is our problem from time to time.
The rubbish.
Yeah,
Yes.
not being moved in a timely fashion. So this is a collection point,
Yes.
and it might be just some cleaning up going on in the area, but because of politics, there's certain things that the two factions keep fighting about, and it affects the citizens negatively. Unfortunately, they don't see eye to eye and the need to come together.
Yes.
But nonetheless, they got their constituency and they are working to get there. You know, I bash them a lot for their shortcomings, but I'm hoping someday soon, because we can't wait any longer. We have the resource now.
Yes.
And we should be living better lives.
Yes.
I'm seeing the present government being fair. I think because the previous administration, at about this time, at about 2 years or about 15 to 18 months, they really lost their way. I think they lost their way, right?
The previous administration, yeah.
So, I have given this administration an opportunity, and they continue to struggle to get there, because it's not just a walk in the park. They got to deal with the opposing factors, and in our country, in third world countries, I think, from looking at what's going on in other places, opposition means to oppose. It's not a presence, a political presence that creates balance. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
They just mean to oppose. If they ain't in power, they ain't interested in nothing else but getting into power. That's how it works, right?
So what do you think, like, what do you feel that the world doesn't know about Guyana that it should, and that would really change the way people perceive the country? Because I don't feel as though, look, right now, we're outside of this.
The Guyanese.
Yes.
Yes, it's amazing, yeah? Beautiful.
And this is where actually people are being tested. Isn't it funny, out of the whole city, all the buildings that you could have chosen, that's the building you choose.
Yeah.
And it stands for something.
Our first people, the Amerindian people, it's a representation of them. I'm not big on history, but I'm engrossed in Guyana. I love this place.
And why, like, do you feel that those people have been, here they're being represented, but are they represented fairly? What else could be done so that they're represented fairly?
More can be done for everyone in this country.
I love it. You're becoming emotional. It's beautiful. Maybe this is the critic people don't see often. I don't know.
I think before we start looking at black, white, and gray, we should look at basic human rights. Potable water, good infrastructure. And there's no reason within the next 10 years we're not supposed to be a developed country, because the government's got the resources. There is no reason. The roads should be done, all infrastructure, good water, reliable electricity. There's no reason. And I think if we're going to begin, we start with basic human rights. So that gives the biggest net. Things that are literally law. People are entitled. So you don't look, because no matter who you are, you've got a bias.
Yeah,
no matter how you want to look at it, a woman's got a certain bias, a man's got a certain bias. When they come together as a family, they've got a certain bias to the other family. So they unite on something, but there is always a bias. So can a person who has a bias come and give open-heartedly to another?
Well, if we really see one another as equals, right, and the black, white, grey doesn't matter. I don't know if races, I've never been in a country which is almost 50% black, 50% Indian, or is it 40%, 40%, and then 10% Portuguese,
somewhere around
Chinese?
there. It's 39% Indian, 29% black, between Portuguese and mix is about 9%, and about 10 or 11% Amerindian. Here. We get some Europeans, we got Chinese.
Yes.
Well, then the 8% I think is mixed up. But that's, we haven't done a census in a few years, but that is basically.
I mean, that's such a beautiful mix.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
shouldn't it be seen as a little United Nations of the world, right?
Yeah.
And when you have that type of mix, there's no reason why there should be an other. How can there be an other? Like we should all,
well, I don't want to, my problem, Dr. MANDEEP, is I don't want to leave it up to them.
Okay, yeah.
That is why I have not chosen a path of, is this person getting or this person not getting?
Yes, yes.
If there is something that guides you holistically, right?
Yes.
Roads are going to serve everyone.
Yes.
Electricity, water is universal. So we start there.
Yes.
And then in that structure, because they're deposits, everybody's satisfied to live. So it takes them away from the first thing that's going to uplift you out of poverty.
Do you feel as though people feel a little entitled or a little upset? Why aren't these things done? Only then will I start working, or only then will I start trying my best? Or do you feel like there's a sense of, we're in this nation together, we have to build it together? Resources or no resources, we are still all responsible to build together.
We're somewhere between the two.
Okay.
What happens is our source of information is lacking.
That's where you fit in.
Yeah.
Well, that's why journalists.
Right. That's why, yes, we need to give the people more information. They need to understand what nation building is about.
Yes.
What I recently told a friend, you can't know what you don't know. So
True.
you can assume
Yes.
that this thing might work this way, but you need to have a background, you need to have an understanding to grapple with the decision making, what you want to do. And people don't understand. And when I'm looking at the politicians, you can't be 50% negative and think to an individual, just one individual, and think that your negativity is not going to transfer to your family.
Yeah.
You think you could go home and smile. No, no, no. You are negative. That is what you are about. The main fact that you could bring that up, unless you're an actor, and an actor has to, sometimes they engross themselves, it causes nervous breakdown and everything. They don't understand the psychological effect of negativity.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Yeah.
You understand?
I know. It
So
seeps into everything.
it seeps into everything.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. They gotta understand. You have to take a position, and it has to be mostly positive. And you say, here, I am not gonna cross these boundaries. This is what I'm gonna do. And it makes,
Like as in have your own dignity, you mean, and have your own sense of what you're allowed and what you're well, as in, how much you're gonna
here, our people, or lots of people, have given up that to be led by people who themselves don't know where they're going. They are not interested in leading the flock in a positive direction. They just like the attention of having a flock to take care of.
So let's say we're encouraging people to be their own leader, right? To lead their own lives and their own families and to take responsibility for their lives. So then, is there some Guyanese trait that they could really bring to light and bring to bear, like either something historical or something in their forefathers or something, you know, this nation has been built in such a unique way or be created in such a unique way. Maybe there's something they can really draw on, feel proud of.
Unfortunately, you would expect that things of that nature would come from a cultural background. That is why you asked me something for our forefathers and so on. Something is ingrained in us.
Or in our history, yes.
You would expect it to come from that area. A party. If you hold a party, we all forget our differences, yes, and we start, unfortunately.
Oh, if there's a party, isn't it? Okay, fine.
But it shouldn't be the way. It
right?
should
That's
be
great.
something that's ingrained in us, like.
But that's okay.
Culture.
We could just celebrate more. It means we just need to.
Well, I
I've
think.
heard that a lot, actually. That when you have Christmas, when you have any kind of occasion, everyone gets together and everyone celebrates one another. And if there's a wedding, you eat one another's food.
Yes.
So there is that, you know. So let's bring that in the day to day.
Celebrate more.
Well, yeah, but also celebrate War One, but to celebrate each other, right? To appreciate one another rather than, I mean, why are we focusing on the differences? You're a you have the potential, you have such a beautiful mix. Why not really utilize that mix?
Well, I'm
And this is
hoping
high
in your
street. We're going the high road.
I'm hoping in your
Values, compass, yeah.
interview
Yes.
with the president, you share what you think. Not to stray away. We've got a whole hour. What it's been like for you? The short time you're here, having a discussion. You don't know everything, but you have met the Suriname president.
Yes.
I see Desmond Tutu is his name.
Yes.
I looked at your Facebook page and I saw you met, and he just died.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we've lost a great person there in the world.
Yes, an incredible leader.
What has it been like for you, traveling the world and meeting world leaders? Tell me about that.
You know, just recently, just like the last few days, meeting President Santokhi in Suriname, I was blown away by the gentleman's spiritual grounding and grounding in values and justice. You know, he started off as a police officer, then a minister of justice, law, righteousness, and the country almost asked him to be the leader.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even as if he had originally intended to do that. It was more and more the country saying, we've had enough, we need someone who can bring us into the 21st century with the right principles and morals. And to see that type of a leader being able to stand up is so incredible, so incredible. And I would say, I just find that the media generally, not us, because here we are doing a sunshine morning drive through the town, but media generally can, if you look at today's news, it is about coronavirus and this disaster and that disaster and this catastrophe. And do we need to focus on that all day from the moment we wake up? Should it be in our consciousness, in our psyche? No.
We shouldn't. Yeah.
Right? We could also be propagating other, more uplifting values. And I think all of us are a treasure trove of everything. But actually, it's up to us where we put our spotlight. And all I'm doing is going around the world and showing the very best, like highlighting what we can learn from each other. What are some of the best practices? What is Guyana's gift or treasure that the rest of the world could really benefit from? And equally, what could we benefit from another? And it's really to see the unity rather than the division. So by focusing on, what does Guyana stand for? Like, here we are going past Colin American University. Is this your main university here?
No.
No.
Our main university is the University of Guyana. And we've had a number of universities coming into Guyana with the intention of capitalizing on those who are looking to further educate themselves. But our main university is the University of Guyana.
Right. So the aim has simply been, in Guyana's unique position in the world, no one else has your history, has your makeup, has your geography, has this setup and these unique circumstances. How have you evolved as a society? Because I think fundamentally people want to evolve into their very best selves. So how has that happened? What are the few traits that has helped that? Or what can we do so that that is accentuated and accelerated and is a vortex upwards? We're always moving either backwards, downwards or upwards.
I think because of the fact that we are in a melting pot, let's say it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
I've just got an idea. For the last few minutes that we have been talking, you have been pouring out from this morning, just waking up, you have been pouring out positivity. So I am thinking, anyone who comes and sees our differences and our issues is going to want to see better for us, because it would be a maddening thing to just come into somebody's country and think, well, and you fall into the melting pot of confusion. So we are, by the definition of the world, the #1 ecotourism destination. So what I'm gonna do from now on,
this is huge,
is make sure that every time someone comes to this country, I give them the opportunity to see our positivity and tell us about it. I interview them and ask them what they think we can do better.
Oh, and what do you already do well?
Yes.
Yes.
Enhancing what we do.
Yes.
And because by nature, persons who are attracted to ecotourism are positive people. Right? So they're going to bring...
They're connected to nature. And
they're connected, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to bring positivity. If I share that, because, for instance, when I am seen, I am heard, I have my following, but I wish if I could have changed this whole country for the better. But some would see me, and again, everybody has a bias. Some would see me having a bias, and that is a block to them absorbing. This is Main Street, by the way. We just had the government, the president kept a Christmas village, and you know, everybody did the streets, the trees were lit up, and you know, everybody came out with their families, and that is one of the instances where if you were here the night before Christmas and so on, everybody, it was a melting pot of people, Guyanese, Indians, Amerindian, everybody was here with no care, like, you know, unfortunately, not enough care for even the coronavirus.
So what, like I saw these signs, 2022, Happy New Year, etc. on this street.
Yeah.
You just said, I love the fact that you just said, from now on, anyone who comes, I want to kind of soak up that positivity and spread it out. I wonder whether this could be a chance. Oh, look, we're at the Bank of Guyana.
Yes, this is the Bank of Guyana.
Whether this could be a chance of everyone setting some kind of an intention, right? It's the beginning of the year.
Yes. But it all has to begin somewhere. And me, I am not without sin. Because sometimes I love the fight so much, I get embroiled in it. And, you know, I get carried away, as a matter of fact. And I am one of the persons that are always willing, I constantly do it in my life, to be very open. There's nothing surreptitious about what I do. And to accept my flaws immediately. I don't go around it. I accept. So I, from time to time, get caught up in the fight, unfortunately. But this opportunity, sitting down, talking to you, to someone who has met multiple world leaders. You got a count? Do you have a count?
I think I've now been to maybe 175 countries. And
175 countries.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe more. I do need to do a count, but I'm close.
If we were to, we don't have, you're leaving maybe a little later today. We're not gonna have the opportunity to, you know, have talks to explain more about what you could leave, what positive you could leave with us again. Tell me a little bit.
I definitely want to do that.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your book. And how can Guyanese access and read the values compass and maybe feel some of that positive energy.
Okay, so it is called What the Values Compass, what 101 countries teach us about purpose, life and leadership. And it is exactly what you've just been speaking about. Like, what are those traits, what are those values, what is the positivity that all of us can learn from? And so you don't have to have traveled the world to have the wisdom of the world. And this essentially, especially right now when travel is so difficult during the virus, it brings it all to you. And most importantly, it's almost like a tool that helps you figure out, all right, we're at the beginning of the year, for example, which we are. How do I want this year to look? What is it that I want to stand for? What is my legacy going forward? And it helps you just take a moment to pause, to reflect, and to actively choose where you're heading and what will get you there. So let's say this morning you have perhaps just decided, that although you enjoy the fight, this year you're going to focus on a little bit more of the positivity rather than the negativity that surrounds. And maybe you can address that same sense of justice that you have, which is clearly why you're attracted to the fight. Like if you focus on justice, but through perhaps bringing out the best of the people around you, bringing out the best in them, let's see how you meet your goal of justice through that. So first the book helps you figure out what is your goal, because goal setting, especially within a time frame, it might be what is your goal within the next year. Then what are the active values that will get you there? Because we are always in our subconscious acting through our values. All your decisions every day, the micro decisions of how you spend your morning to the macro decisions of where you work or who you hang out with, all of that is based on your values and what you are considering is important. But you don't necessarily take a moment to actually choose them, decide them. You're just always on autopilot or always reacting rather than consciously deciding and choosing, actively choosing. And so the book helps you just take a moment, pause, reframe, restructure, and then choose. And then you'd see that the way, out of all the positive 100 plus values in the world, 100 plus ways in the world, when you choose just a few, just 5, so that they're manageable, like the digits on your hand, it's enough to be able to focus on. Not too much that you're overwhelmed, and not too few that there's not balance, or that you're able to essentially meet your goal through focusing on 5. So in your case, for example, if we were to look at what is it that's really driving you every single day, like I see you sleep very little, I see you're like you're on it all the time. Is it justice? Is it communication? Is it the sense of things could be better, so this striving? Is it excellence? Is it, oh I love this, we're going past Good Life?
Yes. Good Life is a Chinese store. You just pass our first mall. This is our main street, Regent Street.
Okay.
So that
like
was
the Monopoly board.
Yeah, just on the corner is the City Mall. Just the first mall that we actually had in this country. We got Giftland Mall. Was expanded, but we're fastly growing, moving forward. Yeah, country. Lots of churches, masjids, temples. This is.
Yes. So it really, like, what is it that's driving you?
Me.
And this is a question that all of you should be asking yourselves. Either what's driving you, or what juices you up, what lights you up, what makes you tick. And let's focus there. Let's do more of what makes you shine, because I could focus on your weaknesses all day long and it's just going to bring you down. Or I could focus on what helps you, uplifts you, and you would just get the best of it out of yourself.
For as long as I could remember, I'm an only child, and I can't say I grew up in an abusive environment, but my mother used to whip me if I get out of hand, and
So
disciplined me, right? Being an only child and growing up in a lower middle class family, we weren't poor, but we weren't wealthy. My mother's family was wealthy. I am what we classify as a bastard. My father was a married man and I was an outside child, and so I just deal with it as I see it. But my experiences as a child, I had to deal with things mentally from a very early age. So what drives me is the need to win. The need to win. Like, one of the problems I have discovered, you gotta find the problems before you find the solution. You gotta know what the problem is before you find the solution. If you show me 10 people and you tell me what they're doing, that everything automatically becomes repulsive. I want to do exactly the opposite from there. Going through school.
What do you mean? In order to win? Or because you want to be different?
Different.
Okay.
Always
so
different.
You want to be unique?
Unique. Always. Always. Everything that I do is unique. If you explain to me that, oh yes, everybody's doing this, and automatically I don't like it. Don't tell me people are doing it. It becomes repulsive to me. I don't want anything to do with that. So when I looked at our landscape, the issues, there wasn't a stand-up guy when I came in. Everybody was in a political party. People are right, the PPP, PNC, they got a group. I say here, somebody's gotta come straight, head on, stand up, and say what everybody doesn't want to say. And I just did that.
Do you think there's truth there? Is there need to just say it as it is? Winning? I don't see the winning though.
Truth
is driving you. Truth
I think because
oh, how beautiful. What are all these butterflies in this?
Oh, this is the zoo. This is our zoo here. It's called the Botanical Gardens, and yeah, but they're closed now. They're closed. So we got the harpy eagle.
Yes.
One of the biggest eagles in the world. We got the giant anteater, the giant otter. There's the water dog. So we got a lot of different. We got Shell Beach on the Essequibo coast. There's so many beautiful things, and that is one of the things we have not.
You need to have it in a zoo, right? You've got it in your land. You've
Yes,
got like
yes.
80% of your land.
One of the things is there's so much to draw from within.
Yeah.
You know, normally, like for instance, in other parts of the world, you gotta go Disneyland to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Here,
or you've got to go to a zoo because there are no animals in your
Roger, here, just going on the Linden Highway, coming off the highway, they're amazing. Just around the airport, 5 minutes away from the airport is amazing landscape. You know, look at this. You're driving on the road and they got a trench. We call them trench. It's storm drain in foreign countries, and you got trees there. Yeah. Right. You got everything here, and the landscape is vastly transforming.
Well, it's very fertile, right, for a start.
Yes. Look, on the streets,
I love that.
Fruits. You know, you just
perfectly ripe and wow. Papayas, oranges, bananas,
you just
mangoes.
Stop. We have some islands in our Essequibo River. We've got 3 main rivers: Essequibo, Demerara, and the Berbice River. But in our Essequibo River, there are 365 islands. We've got an island for every day of the year. You know? And I just...
That's something to be proud of. In England, there's a place called York where it's got 365 pubs. But to have an island for every day of the year, can you imagine how... Yeah,
it's amazing. And if you just think about it, what we have, you see, because of people's religious, political, or other alignments, they're not allowed to go into certain realms. But I think one of the problems we're having is knowing that you're allowed to dig as deep as you wish and go anywhere you wish in Guyana. It's yours. There's no, it's not politics, it's not religion, you understand? This is yours, so you can dig in, you can revel in it like if you're a pig in the mud. This is your thing. You could love every inch of it.
So you know when we were coming in and I said, should I wear red or white? And you said, don't wear red because it could stand for something politically. I have always wanted to fit in just everywhere. Why should I have to be affiliated to one group or another group, one set of people or another set of people? Like, why can't we be absolutely universal? And I think it's something to do with that sense of inclusion, wanting to make sure that everyone is included and you're included everywhere.
Yeah, I think...
And I think that the reason I'm going around looking at a positive is because each and every country is equally has some gift. It's not that the Western world's gifts are more important or the Eastern world's gifts are more important, or that developing or developed, all of them are equally valued and valuable. Just like each and every person is equally valued and valuable.
Tell me about something from a few countries that have impacted you and you think we can use with our differences. And I know you got that in your book, different, because it's 101 countries, the positives from these countries. Tell me a little bit about that.
That we could use here? That's a really good question. Well, I feel like when I spoke about celebration, that was from Mexico. They, you know how you spoke about your 365 islands? They almost use every single day to celebrate for something. It'll be a Santos celebration of this, or they've taken on all the celebrations from all over the world, whether it's the American celebrations that Hallmark has suddenly created, like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Super Bowl and whatever, or anything. It really doesn't matter. They don't need an excuse to celebrate. But why not? Shouldn't every day be a celebration? Why do we have to make it a struggle? Why should it be that we're always waiting till when we use our resources, when we use the oil? I mean, come on, we're already actually very abundant here. There's not a lack of anything. You guys, go ahead.
This is a transformation of the landscape.
Right.
And this is just started doing, but I love this because of the fact that I think it will bring a certain enlightenment. You're walking along this path.
Yes.
This path represents freedom. It represents an openness.
Yes.
And I don't know if politicians do enough in understanding the psychology of people other than for voting. I think they should understand the real genuine, or try to get to understand the genuine needs of the people. What really makes them happy? Because research shows it's not money.
Absolutely.
When there was the credit crunch, a Russian guy who had hundreds of billions of dollars lost a few billion. The guy jumped in front of a train. You understand? So
I don't mean to laugh. Sorry.
No. It's
but it's just like
in the context it is.
Perspective.
In the context it is.
Perspective is so
right.
important.
So this is our first roundabout, and it's been very effective. This was done by the previous administration.
So what I would like to say is that as much as we're focusing on the politics and what the politicians can do for us, and we're waiting for the politicians to do, and we're waiting for this oil money to come through, I'm not saying all of that doesn't have to happen. It will happen, and it does have to happen. But that should not, your happiness should not be dependent on that. Right now, you're already in an extremely abundant country, and you're in an extremely fortunate position. Like, I don't know many places in the world. In fact, what I've seen in the world is that those places that have the most, because there's this sense of perhaps entitlement, or I don't know, even, they almost are more unhappy. As in those that have the most resources, they have more conflict, they have more entitlement, they have more problems. But those countries that have literally nothing, like Singapore didn't start with anything. It's a strip of land. Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the UAE, strip of desert. There's those countries that actually have to, and I'm not saying the UAE doesn't have anything, but all I'm saying is that countries that have very few resources and have had to work with their population, and have had to educate, and have had to make something out of nothing.
I've learned to treasure it more.
Yeah, well, I've learned to just be, not rely. So let's not wait for the government. The government will do it, but let's not wait. Let's not wait for oil money. We are already plentiful. I've been into your hinterland. I've seen how abundant and plentiful it is. So if we really revel in that and make something of, your lives in any way you wish through all that you have, the rest will just come. The more you focus on what you have, the more abundance will flow.
Well, I am going to take away from this interview that, for one, can I use excerpts from your book from time to time?
Of course. You have complete license.
And is your book on Amazon?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. So Guyanese can go and look for it, and maybe we could use that for motivation from time to time.
Yes, absolutely. We could see this as a little bit of a book launch on your show this morning, and yes, absolutely have. People can reach out to me at any time on any platform. It's on or should be in all good bookshops, and if it's not, then let us know and we'll make sure it is. But yeah, I think if you just request it in your local libraries, request it in your local bookshops.
So there's not an online version?
Yeah, there is an online version, there's an e-version, there's an audio version.
Okay.
That in my voice if you wanted, whatever you want.
So guys, again, for those of you who've just tuned in to the Guyanese Critic Morning Live, we've taken a different tone this morning. People must you have it. I'm the critic, like, you feeling good or what? There's one thing. We have a visitor to Guyana, Dr. MANDEEP Rai, and I feel very fortunate to have had this opportunity to interview her, because she has been nothing but positive, or have had nothing but a positive impact on me from just as soon as she wake up this morning, and how we met and the discussions we've had. We can leave them for another program. We got to sit down and we got to talk about that and have a good laugh. But I'm hoping that this could be the beginning of a relationship, that we can rely on you, we can pull from you, because I've looked at some of your interviews and I was thinking, wow, I could call Dr. MANDEEP sometimes and say, here, this is what's going on. What do you think we go from here? And not you alone. I have been mostly should I say self-centered? Yeah, I've been mostly a loner. And
yes,
I'm thinking I need to...
You need a tribe, right?
Reach out to people and say, this is what's going on, because I've been a loner for the front. There are lots of people behind me, people who advise me, people who support me, right? So then they're my followers and they expect from me. So there's this group or different groupings that make me who I am and guide me. But because of the challenges I take on, I'm just this lone guy with a sword going through the shrubbery and chop. You only see me. You only see me, right? But I think more people need to come and use my platform to show Guyanese, this is what people think about us. This is what it really is, because this is an experience for me. It's not my most amazing program, right? Because people don't get it with me. With me, it's all about the hyper. Let's get this show on the road. Yes, a critic is gonna do something crazy. Keep looking. If you miss, and let's see what he says that we could cut out and make memes. There are more memes about me than anything else, and there've always been parts of me that I want to express, and I have not been able to express very well.
Such as
my philanthropic side.
Okay.
Now, all I do live, but I don't take too lightly to people thanking me.
You can't accept that.
I don't like it. So
their gratitude.
Yeah, it affects me, and I try to.
Why don't you deserve a little bit of gratitude?
I think for the most part, I owe them. I owe them.
You owe them. Fine, but you're a conduit too. So why don't we receive it?
I don't know why I've not been able to find a way to deal with that. But
is it you're not worthy? You're not worthy to have it? To have their thanks?
I haven't been able to identify what that issue is. But if I do something for someone and they're
You're doing things all the time.
thankful, you know, because people, like, I do not take lightly when a minister goes somewhere and they give them a mala. You know, I'm like, yeah, I've done this thing. This man got a job, right? In my case, I say this is what I want to do. So
you shouldn't be thanked. Do you thank others?
Yeah.
So they're just. Isn't that because you want to express what they mean, what it means to you? Gratitude is the attitude we all want to thank.
So you think I should accept that more?
Yeah, why would you not?
And that is why, you know, sometimes it's difficult when I'm going to. I want to do more, but I don't want these people to feel they're entitled to.
No. There's something else. You're tearing up because there's something deeper here.
I gotta work on it. Like,
I love it. I love the fact I can't tell whether it's humility, whether it's not worthiness, whether it's but it's something really pure.
I went with my friend Azadine Muhammad. I've got a very close friend and like my buddy, and Christmas Day we went and shared out things for.
Yes.
And I was dressed as Santa.
Yes.
So the people on the island, I've been doing this for a number of years now, so the people in the island know me.
Yes.
And I'm dressed as Santa. This is Santa Claus. This is everybody, every thing on the face of the earth knows what Santa Claus is, or should know.
Yes.
At least in Guyana, right? There's certain cultures,
everybody in the world.
right, supposed to know.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus is there helping the old people. So they try to get up. I said, no, yeah, I don't get up. So I gone and get the bags, the hampers, giving money, thing. And everybody there, thanks. And I'm suffocating in the suit.
Yeah.
So then I do. Take off this suit and my hair comes out and they're like, Critic! I was like, everybody knows Santa, but Santa don't get people like this, you know.
Yeah. So I want to say two quick things.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, finish your story. Did you want to say something about it?
When now was everybody thanks, Critic, thanks, and I was no thanks needed, no thanks needed.
Yeah.
I just love that I can serve you.
Okay, so this is it. This is what I wanted to get to. You asked about happiness earlier, that we all just want to be happy. What is one of the a massive secret to happiness is the fact that it's actually giving. I have seen it doesn't matter what you have. Like, I remember even Will Smith sharing this with me. Like, he was like, I have everything.
You spoke to Will Smith?
Yeah. I have all the cars, or whatever I want. Like, anything I want, I have. But what actually brings me happiness is when I'm able to do something for someone else.
Oh, I feel like I'm flying.
Right? That is
I get
it.
high. I get high.
So that's service.
Yeah.
Service, when you're really in service, when you're not thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about someone else, is one of the huge secrets to our happiness. The other thing is giving. Like, it's no secret that Ahmadi Mohammed, who's one of the wealthiest people in the Caribbean, is also one of the greatest givers. That's his secret. That the more you give, the more there is.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't matter how much you earn, whether you have 10 cents or $100, you at least give 10% of whatever you've got.
Yeah.
And then
I
the
do
river
50.
will flow. Okay.
I do 50.
Then the river will continue to flow. As soon as you become measly, as soon as you think you haven't got enough to give to charity, or you haven't got enough to give, you won't have enough.
That is why it's important to use a method across the board. People think they could be measly one way and they're lavish for themselves, but they're measly for others. No. Once you get accustomed to measly, you're gonna feel that you are splurging on yourself, but you're measly. Measly is measly.
Yeah.
You can't be one and the same.
And also, it's not a secret that in every single faith it says give at least 10%. It says it in Islam. It says it in Christianity. Tithing. It says it in Sikhism, and every single faith.
Yeah.
There are these universal laws that if we just abide by them, life is so simple. like smiling. I remember once being impacted. I'm in the middle of Cambodia. I'm actually, like, potentially, I am tubing in a river, which means that I'm sitting in a tire, and I'm hoping that this tire will take me down the river. The tire falls off, and it's just me in a river floundering around. And at some point, I come under a current, and I am literally close to drowning. And it wasn't until I grab hold of this branch, as I'm being rushed down this river, and I grab hold of this branch, and there I stop, and I pull myself up, and I take a breath. And there's a little boy who sees me, and he holds out his foot, not even his hand, because the river's going so fast. And we slowly climb up to this ravine. When we get to the top of this ravine, he has literally saved my life. But what I won't forget is the smiles that those people gave and had. Like, I will never forget the power of a smile. And you feel so different when you just smile. Doesn't matter what you're thinking or you're feeling. Let your feelings go. Just let that smile radiate and shine, and just right then and there, everything changes. And it's the same with your words. Your words are power. That is why the Bible or the Quran or whatever are written in words. The word is all we have. You are shaping your everyday reality through your words. So if you're constantly going to crib, complain, moan, whatever, if you're constantly, it's always in a negative or in a lack, that's all that's going to show up. And yet, if you just choose to use your words more selectively, stop trying. Don't use the word try. Use the word, this is what I'm going to do. Or I'll be there. Or I'll see you there.
Well, I don't even use the word, I just act.
Yeah.
If I want to do something, I'm like with I'm trying to transform from just the Guyanese Critic with the phone going all over the place to setting up a studio to show you, to have staff and all these kind of things. And when things are going awry, I pick up my tripod, I go back to my phone, I get the job done, and I go back and I let them know. I say, here,
It's done.
you guys gotta up your game. More and more I'm seeing why I don't need you, and I need you. I want you to stay, I want you to be around. You guys gotta up your game. Because I've built out now studios and everything, and 5 years, gone from nothing. I worked at one of the biggest papers for a year, and been on every major accident scene, every murder scene, everything that happens in this country. I'm there covering it, no matter what time in the night, because I don't think what I want to do, what is the time. Let me give you a little story. Caribbean Airline, you've heard of Caribbean Airline.
Yeah.
Caribbean Airline had a crash.
Okay.
And I get the call, and the caller sounds, plane crashes.
Yeah.
Crumbly, right? I ain't hearing clear. This is the plane crash. So I call then the editor of the biggest paper and the publisher. I say, yeah, I know Caribbean Airline crash. They said they know. So I'm always conscious about how I affect people negatively. And if you're not, you get yourself in trouble. A lot of journalists across the world have got themselves in trouble for that. So I am peeping out the window. I say, here, they're planning to kill me. You understand? Because it's a setup. Nobody in nobody's plane crash, only me, I can't tell. And here they say, you got to go around at the back of the airport. I say, I put on my pants and I peeping outside to see who they're waiting for me. Still putting on my pants and I myself to go. I'm watching, thinking somebody might want to kill me. But I go in. So, jump in the car, everything is okay. Do some pull up at the speed, reach the airport. Now I'm going the road where they tell me. And when I reach wrong at the back, there's a load of sand in the middle of the road. I say, yes, it's here today. And I do some spin wrong now with the speed, because this is blocking the road. So I said, this is a bottleneck they set up to catch me here. But it's still going, Me stop at it now. And then a live comes with another news guy. His name is Gordon Mosley. He's got a large following too. And the Caribbean Airlines, and I said, yeah.
It's real.
But me stopping, I go in. I don't think, oh, stop this. No, 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 no. There's two things. I gotta address my fear, and even if there's somebody waiting for me,
address my fear. I love it.
I gotta deal with this. Yes and no. Even if somebody's waiting for me, that too is an issue. I deal with now. You gotta wait long. I coming to you. You understand? I addressing this now. I am ready. You can't drive behind me for more than 2 corners and I don't notice. I slow down. I want to know why it's like that. It just comes naturally to me. Like some ask why I do what I do, and I said, I'm a freak of nature. You can't do me. Don't try to do me.
Well, you can't do anyone, guys.
Yeah.
Be you.
Be
right?
you. Be you. Be you.
Yeah. You do
right?
you.
Yeah. You know, people say, Critic, your numbers are gonna drop. You're not. I wasn't around for 7 months. So people that.
Why? What were you doing for 7 months?
Trying to find myself, just relaxing.
I love it.
After 5 months, we had some issues with elections and so on. It was daunting, and I looked at it and I thought, give somebody the space, because it's hard to compete with me.
So
right?
you just decided to kind of take yourself out of the landscape.
Yes.
And how was that for you?
For me, it's like feeling I'm going through a disastrous divorce. I miss these people. I look at the comments and
I have to say it's really uplifting, right?
Yeah.
Oh look, they're all talking. Is that why he's tearing up? What? It's amazing how people react.
Yeah.
Is there like a question answery?
No.
No.
Normally I would just stop, look at the comments and react. And it's not always a nice reaction, as Jerry told you. Sometimes I just go off on a tangent, and it's not because I'm a bad person, it's just because at sometimes I feel I failed and then getting it like
you're so lucky to be able to communicate though. This is why, so you're saying during those 7 months it was almost like something had disappeared, right?
Yeah,
you were like, actually I want to need that interaction, but much more importantly the sense of communication.
Yeah. And the people were, everybody messaged me constantly. So everybody's like, Critic, when you're coming by? And I was like torn between, give somebody an opportunity, let them do what I do.
People have the opportunity. No one needs to do what you do. Everyone will do their own.
Yeah.
So don't think you're taking, no one is taking anyone's job or anyone's space or anyone's oxygen. There is enough for everyone.
Yeah. When I realized that, I said, here, I'm back, and I'm coming back in a week, I'm coming back in a month, and then 7 months, and I said, here, this is the way to start the year. Christmas time, I just rush, got everything started out. I said, here, this is what is going to happen. This is what I want to do. Christmas Day, me and my buddy been to 2 islands and share the love to over 1,500 people. Then New Year's Day, we went again on the East Coast and said, this is what we want to do. We want to share the love to build. What a way to start a New Year's Day. And I said, well, bam, I'm going to do my program. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to talk to the people. I'm going to find new, innovative ways of affecting change.
Do you know what I see? I see that from Georgetown and from what I've seen of the country, I feel like there's such a sense of opportunity that it would be a shame not to create in a space like this. The population is tiny. You guys can really influence. You can really do something here. And so I just see, I see abundance and opportunity. Forget the past. Forget what happened yesterday. Forget what you have or what you don't have.
I think using that we can move forward. I'm not gonna make a commitment, but I can tell you.
Let's make a commitment.
I don't like breaking promises.
Well, why are you afraid to make? Well, what's the
No,
promise? What are you thinking?
Sometimes.
Okay, we're not promising. What are you even thinking? Let's just hear what you're thinking.
I gotta stop and shake the tree sometimes. Sometimes I gotta stop and shake the people, because I'm thinking, what I'll do me, and I'll do a positive segment every day.
Okay.
So I'll do me.
So he's committing. He's committing.
I'll do a positive segment, and I used to, not I used to. I frequently do that. I do pep talks and you know, when it comes to domestic violence, I'll talk to the men and these kind of things. But I think I need to commit more and make sure that is every day.
Yeah.
So
it's like we're talking about annual giving. Why would your everyday giving not be part of that? Yeah. It's a must.
So, you know, because I wake up in the morning, for instance, with me, I wake up in the morning, I want to know what people are doing in the streets. I go and share food, you know, buy soups and share to the guys out there when rain is falling and thing. And then my followers do that.
So what do you think is most special about this country or the people here? You know it so well. You walk the streets.
What's special about us? That's a difficult one because there's so much special about us.
Let's just go through a few. Is this some prison?
No, this was the Russian embassy. This was the USSR embassy. So after the USSR broke up, it just fell into confusion. Our ability to adapt. Yeah, that's a uniqueness about Guyanese. Adapt. And I think we adapt too much sometimes, but that's unique, right? Like, in a term that you would understand. For instance, we got an attitude. We throw things on the ground. Right? When we throw our garbage in the ground and so on, and you see when they come off the plane, you don't know it's a Guyanese. Jamaica, you know it's a Jamaican. Trinidad, you know it's a Trinidad because they got an accent. When the Guyanese come off the plane, they start talking again, people. You can't know it's Guyanese. We just adapt.
You take it on, yeah.
Right away, we just adapt. So, I think our ability to adapt. We care a lot. We really and truly are a loving people. That is how the politician has been able to divide us. Because if we were thinking, if we were putting a lot of thought into what they were saying and not just giving our hearts to them, we would have figured it out. So our hearts are big-hearted, yeah. We are. Yeah. It's messed it up.
No, it isn't messed it up. It's great. It's great to be big-hearted.
But we just gotta figure out a way to separate that from, you know, people leading us.
In your city, there's so much.
Yeah. Everything and just in the outskirts. You know, a mile, 2 miles away from here, you could find, you know, great greenery all about the place, literally jungle.
Yeah, that's what I want to discover and be in.
So,
and so much of it is undiscovered. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gone past 8?
Back to MANDEEP, yes. We're done past it. We're heading back now. Guys, I want you to welcome Dr. MANDEEP once again. I think this has been an opportunity that we can learn from someone who has been to 170 countries. Obviously, that would give more experience than all Guyanese would have had in a unique way. Because of how Dr. MANDEEP would have been touched by her experiences, and I'm hoping that we all use this opportunity to take away something positive from this. I'm hoping Dr. MANDEEP will keep the lines open so we could call anytime and have these interviews and discussions that would allow us to access her positive aura. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and is there anything you want to leave with?
Well, I just want to say that watch this space, because what I aim to do... Oh, can we just switch this camera? That guy was dancing.
Yeah.
What I wish to do is almost put a mirror up. So look, we're going past sunshine right now. Put a mirror up so that you can see your own beauty. You don't need to copy anyone. You don't even need to kind of take on other people's accents or adapt to that degree, because there is so much here that I think almost is not being realized. And I just want to show it to you. I want to show you your own, complete and utter wealth.
Are you writing another book?
Yes, Guyana is going to be surely in it. You guys are forming it right now.
So yes, this is going to be playing a part. Dr. Mandeep's experience is going to be playing a part in her next book, and you can look out for the book she has now, The Values Compass, and look for it on Amazon. It's on Amazon, most likely.
It is. But you have the real Amazon.
yeah, right. So
yes.
So look out for that, guys, and I hope this morning's live has been a motivation to you.
I want to create shows like this. I want to, like, really be interactive. I feel like you guys are you've been so with us on this journey. There have been so many comments and thoughts, and it's really about doing it together, and we'd love to create with you.
So if you guys just share the love, let Dr. Mandeep see what you think about her. Share the the love, and let her know. Again, welcome to Guyana, and this has been a great opportunity. Guys, thank you for tuning in.
And if there's anything you need asked of the president, please let us know so that we can ask later today.
Yes, put it in the comments. Dr. Mandeep will be talking to the president, having an interview with the president a little later down. And if there are things you want to know and you want her to ask, you can put it in the comments. She'll be looking at the comments.
And you were saying the complete title, people are asking. Okay, so it's Dr. Mandeep Rai.
Dr. Mandeep Rai.
And it's The Values Compass, what 101 countries teach us about purpose, life and leadership. It's in English and many different languages, but we only need English here. And yeah, watch this space, Guyana. Let's create together so that the world knows you. Not only do they know where you are, but they know your contribution, your service, your brilliance. Thank you for, look, you guys created the first carbon credit. Like, you were paid to keep your jungle. You're one of the first few countries to do that. You're one of the first few countries to say, wait a minute, there's a different way of being able to have our resources and make sure that we're also part of the, the history here. That we're not being, that is not all being taken by foreigners. Wait a minute, there's another way of being able to have the youth involved. Like, I'm really inspired by what I'm seeing, and the fact that in the next few years, at least the next 3 years, the change you want to see, you can create.
You can be the change you want to see.
This is a real opportunity. Take it on. Take it on. Don't wait. Don't wait for it to be given. Nothing's going to be given. Let's just take it. Let's just make it. Yeah.
Thanks, Doctor. Right. Guys, the critic is out, and tonight's live, we're going to be dealing with the issues. I'm not going to be in this mellow mood tonight.
He's going to be on it.
Peace out, guys. Love you guys.